All right, so yeah, this is this is my new makeshift organization. Attempts to get a little bit better organized. Thank you to my parents for letting me borrow their folder. But hopefully that should help me organize some things. All right, so I just want to share with you guys an idea I had that came to me from a movie called Battlefield, Fall of the World. So essentially, it's an idea. What I want to share with you guys is this bullet. I had an idea that, so dealing with force fields, like they had this alien creature there that was taking, it was demolishing the whole planet. And one of the things it would do was go after power stations and power distributing centers and stuff like that. And they sent in some force to counter the attack on the power stations. And as they were fighting these alien creatures, the alien creatures had a force field around their body. And it's like the bullets weren't going through. They weren't doing shit. They were just hitting like this field, and like the thing kept on fighting and killing them. And it was kind of a pathetic battle because they just weren't able to do much. And I was thinking, okay, well, how would you get, how would you penetrate, or how would you deal with an enemy that had a force field like that? And it's like, well, first off, you're going to learn as much as you can about that force field, what generates it, what materials it uses, what all these types of things, how long it's been going on, how powerful it is. Just run through some thorough tests. Just figure out, collect as much information as you can on their technology. And, if you can capture one of theirs or use one of their own devices to examine it, that'd be even better. But if not, you got to just observe the best you can from whatever distance you are able to observe from. And based on that information, you got to look at all the materials on the planet here on Earth and just figure out ways, experiment with ways that can get through or past or around or however to and defeat those defenses. So... Essentially, it's not, there's no, there's no easy way to go about doing it. But one thing that I do feel is, like, as long as you keep working for a solution and seeking the answers and continuing to strive for ways to figure out a problem, I feel like inevitably it may take a while, but the answer will come to you. So just something I thought about. There's a lot of different minerals and materials here on Earth. And there's a lot of different ways you can put a lot of different minerals and materials together. And that based on with like some out-of-the-box type science fiction thinking, along with the right type of heart energy, because I strongly think that in order to defeat these creatures, it really relies on the human heart and us getting to a divine level of interaction with ourselves and each other. And that is going to be, so that's why I'd love to develop some type of a suit that allows one to use their heart energy and their own personal cellular power, if I said that right, to transfer that into a weapon and then allow that. So it's basically using their own soul and their own personality and their own spirit as a weapon, developing that somewhat, because that's the type of energy that really penetrates and defeats these lower vibrational ones, is love energy. And again, we saw this in the movie Mars Attacks. I'm at the end of I don't want to, there's a bit of a spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen the movie Mars Attacks and you want to see it, you shouldn't listen to what I'm about to say. But so anyway, moving on. What happened in the movie is it ended up being love music, like beautiful, just loving music from like the 50s, I think, that ended up killing these aliens that were attacking the whole planet, and pretty much, they were about to take over everything. No army could stand in the way, like they were fucking demolishing everything. And then one of them happened to come across an old nursing home where they were playing this beautiful music, and that just like caused their heads to start exploding. So something simple like that. And if you look at War of the Worlds, it was I think it was just a basic cold or a virus that ended up killing them. So a lot of the time, and even Independence Day, very similar thing. So my point is, a lot of times the solutions to these problems are right in front of us and aren't as complex as we think they are, but we just have to develop that type of thinking that is creative enough and outgoing enough, and also coming from the right types of, that's why if your intent is in the right place, like, you're going to be geared towards that direction. Now, there's going to be resistance. That's where you got to use your discernment and just your perseverance to keep on going, and I feel that you will get there. So I want to share that idea with you guys in regards to force fields, and then also I wanted to look into developing a bullet that is capable of producing its own force field too. So like as soon as it leaves the chamber, it would be some type of triggering activation would go on, and it would trigger a force field that goes around the bullet, thereby making the bullet that much more powerful, like giving it its own force field, so that maybe with its own force field, maybe then it'd be able to penetrate other force fields. And of course, you make that force field, you want to make that as counter effective as you can against your enemy's force field. So that also requires information on the enemy's logistics and capabilities, and then using that information to develop your own weapon to counter that. Essentially what could be done. So, and then of course, then the weapon itself would have to have some type of battery on board, some type of an operating system or networking system that would allow for that type of a charge to be activated upon pulling the trigger. But anyway, just some ideas I want to share with you guys. Hope you have a good day. Thanks. Bye.